Hey, beautiful people. This is the future Trevor, Cameron, and David coming at you. We just recorded our episode 0 podcast, and you'll hear us later in the podcast deliberate on an upload schedule. And we carefully decided to upload on Sunday nights. So our official episode 1 will start coming to your local DSPs on July 19th, 2020. We'll be recording early Sunday afternoons, so you can catch us talking about current events up until then. And if we get anything wrong, we'll address it in the next episode. Hopefully, that doesn't happen. So enjoy. Thank you. Hello, you lovely people out in this beautiful world. Welcome to the currently unnamed podcast because we're so indecisive that we can't decide on a name. I'm Trevor. I'll be your host for this evening. I'm here alongside my C and D mics. Bars.
C and D. That's
Yeah, it's
true.
absolute
Okay.
bars.
I'm David. I guess I'm also the host, or we're all co-hosts.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I am co-host number 3, Cameron.
Hey, and we are the currently unnamed cast. So we have
Yeah.
a little docket we like to get to. For our introductory episode, we like to talk a little bit about about ourselves, if I could speak properly. How would you guys like to start?
All right. So this is gonna be like episode 0, probably. You see it uploaded on your sites. I guess the idea was to just sort of introduce ourselves and talk about how we met and what this podcast is kind of gonna be going forward. So
Yeah, I think we should cover that first. So
Yeah, give ourselves
this
some framework.
podcast kind of was a seed of thought a few months ago. I talked to David about this. We had this idea a couple years ago, and it never came to fruition. And we're finally getting our asses into gear.
yeah.
We want to make this kind of like almost like an Xbox Live chat where we just have a casual conversation and one topic bleeds into another. We like games, we like anime, like music. We'll try and tackle some social issues with our privilege cast aside. We're all 3 very beautiful white men. So
Jesus.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah. If we are white as the center of the sun.
Yeah, not a lot of diversity on the cast, but we'll try to.
Unfortunately.
We'll try to.
Yeah,
when we get into that kind of thing, we'll try to take other viewpoints into account and acknowledge our bias and that sort of thing.
absolutely.
Yeah, I guess if we say that seems appropriate. Yeah, like it's gonna be whatever we sort of want to talk about, and we're gonna have topics we want to hit on with that. But the idea is we just want to keep it rolling on whatever we decide to cover, and we're not really. I guess we have sort of slight areas of like expertise, quote unquote,
Yeah.
about certain things, but we're not
I got
really
to with
like
the ad lib.
yeah, there you go. We're not like experts on like anything
Anything
like
of the sort.
to a crazy amount. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Do we want to? I don't know, Cameron. Do you want to start like?
Yeah, well, the podcast hasn't heard your beautiful voice as much as ours.
Barely, yeah. I mean, I can start with a kind of like a basic bio kind of a thing, just about who I am and what I'm doing with my life right now, which is a whole lot of nothing besides this. But yeah, so.
So where do you go to school, Cameron?
I currently am enrolled as an undergraduate in the anthropology program of the University of Miami. I started out as computer science after a whole lot of shit went down, which is a story for another time.
We will get to that.
Yeah, ended up realizing CS was not for me. Switched to anthro, and now I'm going to be graduating this December with a bachelor's in anthropology. So I consider myself far more the expert on the sort of the social stuff that we might get into. I feel like I'll probably be leading those conversations because I have a sort of a perspective from my education and everything, which now that I say that out loud sounds super fucking pompous, but
Yeah, I'll certainly be ad libbing for those combos, but
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah. And so right now I'm just spending my time unemployed, doing some live streaming, which
I heard you're a big time streamer now. You're nice and affiliated.
Massive. Yeah, I mean I'm affiliated, yeah, but we're still building the audience. We're still just starting out, so I'm hoping to put a lot of my clips together and get something uploaded to YouTube pretty soon.
Give the people a handle. Where can they find you on the interwebs?
It's CB. Well, okay. On Twitch, it is twitch.tv/CB underscore LAZ3. It's pronounced as CB Lays, and on
Drop 'em
all the
drop 'em a
socials,
follow.
yeah, all the socials, it's Instagram and Twitter is the same thing. I believe I have the underscore in there. But on Xbox, when you see me streaming, when you see my name lighten up the kill feed, it'll just have a space instead of an underscore.
You heard that? Lighten
Dang.
up your kill feed.
That's some bragging.
Yeah.
Coming to a theater near you.
Okay.
Okay. David, where'd you go to school?
Oh, yes. All right. What is up, guys? I went to school at friggin' Florida State University.
Went. So you're
FSU.
nice and done?
Yeah, you're gonna act like you don't know. Yeah, bro. I graduated with my Bachelor's of Science in Psychology, so I guess I know. I don't
One
know.
could say you know a lot of BS about psychology.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, I'm a dad.
Hey, Dad. All right.
I don't.
That's the noise Dad
I
makes.
hope that's a noise that I never hear my dad make.
Oh, he definitely made it.
All right. I don't know if it sounded like that.
I hope
Anyway,
not.
okay, so I have my
Yeah.
freaking degree, bachelor's in psychology from FSU. Like my friend here, Cameron, I'm sitting here unemployed, riding out the quarantine at the moment. You know how it is.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
We're actually all unemployed. It's pretty-
Oh, there you
pretty
go.
dope.
Yeah,
This
we'll
is a
get into
perfect
that.
time to build, I think. Yeah.
Perfect time to build a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, this is a time when I think in all our lives where it's coincided that we've had time to start something new, and this is exciting for
Yeah,
us.
that's probably one of the huge silver linings of a quarantine is that you're able to explore other avenues of your life that you otherwise wouldn't if you were tied up
Yeah.
in your everyday 9 to 5.
Right, which I feel like I haven't been doing. Like I feel so unproductive, but I don't know.
You should
It's-
change that, but we're starting today. This is the change.
Yeah, this
July
is
14th, 2020. Write it down.
we start flexing
Yeah,
our
dude.
creative muscles, getting into
Oh
it.
fucking yeah!
Indeed.
I feel big brain already.
All right, so Trevor,
Yeah.
you want to talk about yourself then? Unless
Sure,
David,
baby.
were you finished with everything you want to say, or I definitely just cut you off there. So
No, I feel like that's good. I don't. We'll get into we'll get into more stuff.
that's the
later, I'm
basic
sure.
stuff.
Nice
Yeah.
and good. All right. Well, I guess it's my turn. So I'm currently a student at You Can't Finish, otherwise known as UCF.
Uh-huh.
We're almost like 67,000 strong, I think. Stupid
good.
numbers. And somehow they charge less for parking than at UM. So suck my dick, Cam.
I don't have a car, so suck my dick. Wait, that's not how that works. Fuck.
So yeah, so I'm currently pursuing finance. I also have a minor in accounting that I actually just earned this semester, so that's cool.
Nice.
I'll be graduating with Cameron in December. Hopefully, fingers crossed that we actually have a ceremony in person. But
Mhm.
from the from the looks of it, I'll be able to have 2 classes in person in the fall. So that'll be nice to have my last semester there, at least for the time being.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, currently I'm unemployed. I was working for, and I said I'm sick and tired of grinding, for absolutely no reason.
Give it
But
to
either
you.
way, currently just enjoying the unemployed life, spending a lot of time with my my beautiful girlfriend. Her name is
That's
Rocio. I used to call her Rockio, and she wanted to slap me for that. So, shout out to her,
dude. All right,
and
shout
shout out to all the listeners.
Yes,
We're hap-
dude. All you
You could have
guys
been
out
anywhere in the world,
Yeah,
but you're
go
here with us.
there you go.
We appreciate that.
So yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess we just went over our education, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
Not
Facts.
a lot about who we are.
yeah, if that comes into play or if it doesn't, whatever. Okay, so I guess we all are friends. We've known each other for a while.
Yep.
Trevor and I
So-
met back in high school.
Yes, sir.
Through
Over Xbox, actually. I don't think I had met you in person when,
Yeah,
I,
that's
when I first heard your voice.
yeah, I just knew you're the dude who was like, oh man, this guy's good. at
Super
calling-"
angry.
Yeah, yeah. Trevor.
Yeah, if you hear a 12-year-old screaming in the game lobby, it's me.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
Um,
but yeah, I remember meeting you when we were playing Black Ops 2, and Jeremy kept calling you Shadow Dylan, and I was like, that's not the best. But our listeners don't know. Dylan is a man who just is a little quiet, a little on the quiet side, but a little shy. So David was like that too before we brought him out of his shell.
Yeah, well, yeah. Jeremy has a tendency of coming up with nicknames for everybody.
Absolutely. I was
yeah.
unfortunately named D Nice from the Key and Peele skit.
There you go.
But every time I say that to someone, I have to explain. So I'd like to go by Treasure as my childhood name that my mother gave me.
Oh, that's sweet too.
It's so cute. You're adorable, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then where you guys,
you
met
guys-
I know, on Xbox. What game did you guys meet on?
So yeah, it's a great story. We actually were trying to go for the Criminal Mastermind Challenge on Grand Theft Auto 5, and that was in 2015. I think it was like early April, and I found him on a LFG site, and the rest is history.
Yep. Yeah. So we were both trying to do the $10 million Criminal Mastermind Challenge.
Yeah. So why don't you tell your listeners what the Criminal Mastermind Challenge is?
And well, I was gonna go more into our relationship and us like actually meeting and stuff. So like to be clear, I didn't like the way you guys were explaining it. It didn't sound a ton like you've known each other in person for a while. So that's
true.
That's something I want to make clear is that like even
We
though
should
you
definitely
guys
make it clear.
first interacted on like Black Ops 2, I think you said, you guys like then became friends and were like hanging out in person all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas yeah, and so then after having met Trevor and playing with only him for a while, the friend group's kind of like mixed.
Yep.
Because I had basically no one at my school that played video games at the time. So I was really just
Fucking mind blowing.
like my gaming hobby was
Looked
like
down
the friends
upon.
I made, yeah, essentially.
You wore a scarlet letter.
Yeah, I mean the friends I made through like COD and stuff were living in different states and stuff like that. So I was basically never hanging out on a day-to-day basis with the people I was playing video games with regularly. So I met you on GTA 5.
On GTA 5. Yep.
Yeah. On that LFG site, and then we played together from time to time. I remember us just like immediately hitting it off because you had to be
for sure.
You had to be on the mic to do the challenge because it was so difficult.
You had to
so
communicate.
there was so much communication necessary that we just like basically had to hit it off immediately. So and it ended up working out really well. Obviously, starting a podcast.
We never
together,
completed the
6 years
challenge, but
I ended up doing it in a weird story that I can tell later, which is my most haunting gaming moment in it ever. But which I explained to Trevor once. I don't think David knows this story, but I'll get to that in another time in a later episode. So anyway, I was good friends with Trevor. I came to consider Trevor one of my best friends, like online or off, like throughout high school. So we met. It was 6 years ago that we were doing that. So I was
5.
Was it 5?
Yeah, 5.
Or 6?
2015. Yeah.
2015. So
we just celebrated our 5th year.
Oh yeah, true. So I would have been like junior year of high school, I guess.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was a senior. I was just about to graduate.
So then I'm from Massachusetts, and these two boys are from Florida.
Florida boys.
And so, obviously, that's about 1,500 miles, $200 plane ticket, that kind of a thing. So that was neither like time nor money that neither Trevor or I had to like go visit each other and like stay a weekend or whatever. It was wildly unrealistic. Also, he could have been a 40-year-old man wanting to kidnap me and sell me into slavery.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's funny that you say that because at the time I hadn't had any social media, so this man had no idea what I looked like for quite a long time.
Yeah, for a long ass time.
I think
you like were anti-Snapchat and everything. Like you've only very recently come to social media.
Yeah, I just started my IG in January of 2019. So
the first time I saw you was when you sent me a picture of you wearing an Overwatch hoodie you just got.
I remember that.
I think so.
That
you
hoodie's
said that over
fire.
text, and I was like, oh, this is what this motherfucker looks like, and just average looking white dude, exactly like me. So no wonder we get along so well.
That's what I was gonna say. It's pretty hard not to mesh together.
Yeah. So after that, then I think I remember falling out of playing with you for a little while for whatever reason. I was playing with like different friend groups. And then I just invited you one day, and it was our relationship was like riding a fucking bike. Like we just hit it off immediately again, and started playing a bunch of GTA together. And then that would have been like Black Ops 2 time, as well. I think.
Black Ops. We started playing Black Ops 2 again.
Did I play much Black Ops 2 with you? I don't think I did.
We did, yeah. When it quote unquote got remastered, when they re-released it for backwards compatibility back in like
I meant initially
2017. Yeah, no. We
what COD did
we ended
play
up
together the most.
Black Ops 3 was a huge one for us. I remember playing in the party with Lucy and you, and you would always
Oh
make
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
jokes
yeah, yeah.
about you being like the third wheel and shit.
Yeah. And you were like, haha, yeah, true. Leave? Question mark. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
But all three of us kind of. I don't know if you played with David and I, because back on Destiny,
Overwatch is what we played a
yeah,
fuckload of together.
for sure.
We played. I think the game we played the most together was probably Overwatch by itself.
Yeah.
But then
Probably.
and then Destiny as well. Actually, we
Yeah,
probably
Destiny
played more
more than
Destiny together more than Overwatch. And then when
That's
Destiny 2 came
that's
out
not
as well.
facts.
You don't think so?
No
think-
way.
I'm saying like together. Maybe. Nah, probably not. Yeah, you're probably right.
I think
Anyway.
we invested a lot more time into Overwatch than you're willing to admit, which I'm
no,
not willing to
no,
admit
I
as well.
know. We used to fucking grind Overwatch. I just don't feel like I guess I'm saying I don't feel like we played it that much because I don't remember as much of it. I guess I don't know. That makes no fucking sense. That's not what I'm
I
trying
just
to say.
remember Route 66. So
Dang.
I just remember grinding it for like what felt like a short period of time because I look back and I'm like I have stats for like season like 2, 3, 4,
2,
5,
3, yeah, and then you
6.
missed like 12 fucking
and
seasons.
then I came back, got back to like plat in like season 12 or something like that, and then dropped it completely again. I remember we did like pick it up, but this is an insane rabbit hole I'm going down. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
we're getting
then
a little off track, but
so then back to our relationship. What I was gonna say is like I lived 1,500 miles away in Massachusetts, and they were in Florida, and all of a sudden now I'm attending college in Miami, and so now I'm very close to them, specifically to meeting Trevor, because I don't think David ever really liked me that much, but.
well,
No, I'm just kidding.
that's for another podcast.
I'm just playing. No.
Yeah, I'll talk about my hatred towards you.
So, yeah. So we ended up finally meeting each other for the first time when Trevor came down for
To see Aubrey Drake Graham
Yeah,
at
that
the
guy.
American Airlines Arena in Miami.
a small artist. Only a few people
yeah,
have heard
a
of
little
him.
small. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if you heard of him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, you give him a follow on Spotify. I think he's trying to start up like we are.
You think?
Yeah, I don't know. If any listening,
I heard he stopped taking music seriously, but.
Dang.
But yeah, so you came down to see a Drake concert that was supposed to be like September, and it got
In
delayed
August.
to November. It was supposed to be
It
August.
got
Damn.
August, yeah.
Yeah, and
like the
they
23rd.
immediately set a fucking new date for fucking November, mid-November, which was
And it was
also,
on a Wednesday.
Also, they took a Friday concert, a Friday Saturday back-to-back concert, and made it Wednesday Thursday, right? Or like
Yeah.
Tuesday Wednesday.
It
So they just
might have been Tuesday
completely fucked
Wednesday.
over everyone. Like it was like, yeah, we're gonna make it 3 months later and in the middle of the week. So-
Interestingly enough, most of the seats were still packed, so it's just a testament to how big he is and how much people are willing to
Yeah.
go through
Oh,
to
yeah,
see
for
him
sure.
live,
Yeah, yeah. So
myself included.
So you came down. I was in my sophomore year, right? Or
Something. It was 2018.
it was 2018. So yeah, my sophomore year. So I had just gotten my single. I was living on campus in a single, and I had like a futon, so I had a place for you to sleep. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, we were both salty as fuck because you were going to be able to like spend some time over the weekend, but then it was like
Yeah,
during the
we were
week.
gonna go to a
So
football
I have
game. I
class
think.
and you have work, so it's like we couldn't really do that at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we were gonna go see a football game that weekend too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I remember doing the guest tickets and everything. Yeah, so that was the first time that we met, and we just fucking hung out in my room and played fucking Kanye. And
I showed him
Sydney-
David's favorite album of all time.
yeah, Sydney
What a
came
cool-
over. My lovely girlfriend. Now I can say that I worked it into the to conversation naturally. My lovely girlfriend Sydney came over because she was living in the dorm opposite me, and we all just like hung out, got a bunch of fucking junk food and shit.
And I
did,
kicked her ass
and
on
you
Rust.
Kicked her ass on Rust. put her on.
Love you on
fucking
Rust, baby.
poo. Now
At
she's
me.
like mad decent at video games, but that was when she was just starting out, so she had like no
that was
experience
before
in
the
anything.
32 round clip.
Yeah, I mean, wait, what?
That was before the 32 round clip.
I don't.
M4.
Oh God. Oh God.
So
Yeah.
Sydney,
Um.
Cam's lovely girlfriend, only uses one class when we play on Modern Warfare, and she religiously uses it.
She's
She never
actually changing it up
strays
now.
from it. She never derails from it. It's the M4A1, and she's got this horrendous sight
Yeah.
and these 32
The
round
fucking
SMG
big
rounds.
chunky hybrid sight.
Yeah, and it doesn't kill at all,
Yeah.
and it's nice little rapid fire on an already fast shooting AR.
Already ridiculously high rate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like unnecessarily high rate of fire. Yeah.
So shout out to you,
fun.
Sid. You stick to your values. We appreciate that.
Yeah. She's great.
You literally
So-
stick to your gun.
Yeah, you literally stick to your guns. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so yeah, she came over and we just played a bunch of video games, played a bunch of split screen shit. Just had a wholesome night of gaming, conversation, and music, and junk
Yes,
food.
sir.
It was a blast. And then you went off to your concert, and then you came back and stayed the night.
We got Chipotle in the
Yeah.
morning, and then
Yeah.
I had to bounce.
Yep.
I had to
Yeah,
drive
roll
my
that
sorry
menu.
ass back to my part-time job. At the time, I was working for UPS. Nice
Yeah.
little sorter in a big, dusty, disgusting ass warehouse. I'm pretty sure I contracted every form of cancer possible, but that's neither here nor there.
That is how it
So
works.
Yeah.
that is definitely how it works.
And then the
For sure.
second time we met is actually a wild story, but we can kind of save that for another
We'll
time.
def-
when
we'll
it's not
definitely
like an
talk about
episode 0 one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like I went into such little detail about meeting like Trevor, and then this is like
Yeah, so
yeah,
we
I
can
mean, you can
you and
dive
I-
back in. Yeah.
Yeah, you and I will definitely flesh it out. So
yeah.
I started talking to David like right before Destiny 1 came out. I think it was 2014. And this was before I really started talking to him like in person and us playing Destiny
Because
with
you were at the same high
our-
school, right?
Yep. Yeah, we
Yeah.
went to the same high school for all 4 years.
But it was just big enough that you could like reasonably miss each other. Like
Oh,
not
it was
be in the
huge.
same friend group.
Yeah, it was huge. Had I not known Jeremy, I wouldn't have known David, I don't think, and vice
Yeah.
versa. But yeah, we bonded on Destiny 1 and
Yeah, I
was-
seem to recall we played a little bit of Black Ops 2 beforehand or whatever, but
yeah, a
it was
little bit.
the summer before junior year, I feel like, is when we met, because I met Jeremy sophomore year,
Okay.
and
Where-
I was like,
Where did you meet Jeremy? Was that in physics?
yeah, no, phys ed. He just approached me on the
Oh, that's right, that story.
he
Yep.
was like, "You play Skyrim or something?" I was like,
Oh my
yeah, dude."
god.
So if he hadn't done that, that's crazy. But yeah, we had phys ed, and then he was literally gone from phys ed the next semester. So I was like, I guess I'll never see that dude again. And then,
Damn.
yeah, and then I don't know. Yeah, we just played Xbox over the summer. We didn't. I feel like you and I didn't really talk that much until we actually met in person the next
Yeah.
year.
And that was around the time that Jeremy and I had the idea to start our high school's chess club,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I was criminally under involved in, which is a huge
Yeah.
regret, but that's neither here nor there either. But we had amassed a following of like 20 something people for our chess club, and David was one of them, and we
Oh,
ended up
yeah.
getting our economics teacher. We didn't even get him to do it. We approached him about hosting, and he ended up buying us a huge ass like what 10 boards he bought us.
Yeah. Shout out, Mr.
He was
Borderline.
shout out Mr. Borderline.
Oh,
If you ever hear this,
One
you're
of the
fucking awesome, dude.
One
One of the
good-
greatest men ever.
Yeah.
We bonded over
Yeah,
bonded
we
over
had like
yes.
AP US history together. I
Yep.
remember, like, yeah,
Miss Tills, her name.
yeah. I feel like doing the extra credit stuff. Remember, we were like setting up for that like National Honor Society event or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Remember when I did that hand movement for the ghost
Yeah, we both
in
did
the
the
light?
movement for Destiny at the same exact time. Yeah, that's dang, bro. And,
Yeah, so if you ever meet me, I'm the stupidest, most obnoxious person when it comes to like gaming references. So
man.
I will do it, and then
No
I will
argument here.
explain the reference. Yeah, I will explain the reference, even if you get it, just because I'm a complete dickhead.
Yeah, and that's not just gaming, my guy. I must say,
Hey, man,
but it's a lovable trait.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, all right. I guess we've all met each other. We know sort of what's up with that.
Yeah. What would
Uh,
you like to get into? How did y'all first start gaming
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
talk about
what made you love gaming?
Okay.
that. Do you want to go first, David? I feel like I've been talking so much, and you only just
Yeah. All right.
We gotta give you some
Uh,
screen time.
All right. So let's see. I want to say what was my first? Okay. I got an original Xbox when I was like 6 years old for my birthday, I believe. And
Facts.
Damn.
yeah, I think it was the kind of thing where it was like, oh, this is for you and your sister, but like I just played it all the time. I think the first game I played was Harry Potter 3 for the
Fuck yeah,
Xbox.
dude.
Yeah, dude, they like made
Was
us.
it Lego?
No, it wasn't even like
No.
that. Wasn't even out yet.
You
It was
played like
like
as Harry Potter.
yeah, like a licensed
Oh,
movie
wow.
game, and you're like chilling. I don't know, it was all right, I guess. And we eventually got like Spyro and some actually good classic games, but like combined
Still
with that,
haven't played Spyro.
dang, you got to. But at the same time, my dad and my uncle, I guess back in like the 80s, had gotten like my uncle used to live with my mom and dad when he moved down to Florida. So he convinced my dad to like get an original Nintendo console. So I think around the time I was getting into gaming with the Xbox, we like busted out the dusty old machine and friggin'
Hey.
they had Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3. They had like some submarine game, but like yeah, dude, like it was like the origins of gaming were right there pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You
Mario
could
was
say you were digging in the gaming crates.
I was certainly digging in the crates, my guy. Yeah, so it was like original Nintendo and Xbox at the same time. I want to say, I mean, getting like online gaming was freaking mind blowing. I think I was in middle school or elementary school or something.
For
and, like,
sure.
Yeah.
Purchasing the first month of Xbox Live for like 360. I was like,
Back when they had Microsoft points.
oh yeah, you had to buy Microsoft points, and then I don't know why they did that, but
And the conversion rates were so awful. It was like
They were ass,
1600 was
yeah.
like $20.
Yeah.
yeah, I just try to get more out of you. Like, I don't know, but I think the first game I played online was Halo 3, and I would try to yell over the mic like, "Don't kill me, guys! Don't kill me!" It's like, and my dad would just be like, "Bro, like it's an online game; they're gonna kill you." I had to be hardened from a young age, and I don't know, yeah.
Forged
pretty
in
much
the
from there.
fires of Halo 3.
Yeah,
That's where a lot of
and,
people get their gaming fix when they're
yeah.
young. Little Halo
Yeah.
action.
It's transitioning from Halo to Call of Duty and stuff. I think I thought Call of Duty was like the grown-up game when I was a kid, but and that's sort of what we all played COD and all those popular ones, and
We were dead wrong.
yeah, that's a great way to. I mean, we've obviously they met over a video game. I've only actually talked to Cameron over online services and stuff, which is crazy. I've always missed him when he's come to Florida.
Yep.
So
Next time he
or-
comes up, this
I
is
know,
like
yeah.
besides the point, but we're gonna plan a Disney trip, and one of those days you're gonna come over, and we're just gonna chill together.
I want to smack this man's hand with my
Hell
hand.
yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Gonna play some awkward family photos and get drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Not for sure.
All right,
David
that's
can
fair.
swear for the second time in his life.
Hell yeah!
No.
David actually
Why do they
doesn't
call it
swear at
extended
all.
clip?
He's that's his principle. He just doesn't swear. He feels like
Yeah.
he's not cool enough to do it. That's at least
Yeah,
that's the reasoning that I understand.
It's yeah, it'll probably be something to get into, but you guys will probably hear I don't swear at all. I guess I just don't like how it sounds coming out of my mouth. You know, that'll probably change. It's kind of weird for a 23-year-old, but it
Yep.
started in high school. Like it started like sophomore, junior year of high school, and it's been that way since. So
You were actually the first one to say frick in my life. I had never heard that word before.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
People would
I
always
had
like,
never heard it before.
I was the frick guy in my elementary school. People would always make fun of me. And, like,
Jesus.
it was like fun. That's hilarious.
That's back when people said freaking like everything.
Freaking.
Freaking heck,
Dang.
man.
I
Freaking
feel like
hell, bro.
Frick has some kind of life more than those, but maybe that's just me.
Might be.
Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, he
I-
called a extended clip a dick, and I wheezed like a motherfucker. And I wish we were recording,
Yeah,
but
it's actually devastating because
we love you.
you were folded for a good like 5 minutes.
Oh god, yeah. Dude, I was
Yeah.
blue in the face.
Yeah. Well, we all make mistakes, but
Bars.
hey. All right.
So
How'd
what
you
were we
guys-
talking about? Gaming.
Yeah.
That's what
Getting
it
into
is, yeah.
gaming. Yeah.
I'd like to tackle that issue.
Yeah, sure. Go
Um,
ahead.
So I don't know if my mother has actual documentation. She might have a couple pictures of it, but as a kid, when I was 2, I think I might have been less than 2, like maybe like year and some change. She noticed that I was playing the Nintendo 64. Like she just came into the room and I had a N64 controller in my hand, and I don't think I had any clue what I was doing. Almost positive it was GoldenEye 007 that was being
Right.
played. That was my first shooter, and I could not for the life of me beat my uncle. He just beat the fuck out of me every time I tried, and I adore that game to this day. The paintball and big head modes they will forever live in my heart. But
Dang.
moving on from that, about I don't know when the Xbox first launched. It might have been 2001 because I know PS2 came out in 2000,
Mm.
and I had just watched a video about this timeline. Um,
What?
yeah, and I begged my mom and my dad to please just buy me an Xbox. I saw the or the ads. I was sold. I was a 5-year-old on crack for it,
Yeah.
and they eventually caved and they got me it. I remember mowing my lawn, and my dad came up to me. Or actually, no, it was my mother. She came up to me and she's like, "Hey, I worked a couple extra shifts," and she just handed me this big ass box. I'm sitting here sweating like my dick off, and she there it was, the fucking Xbox. Remember playing Halo. That was like the only thing I played. I didn't even know, like that was around the time that Halo 2 came out, so it was like '04, and I
Yeah.
didn't even know that you could play online. So
Right.
here I am thinking that I'm good, just playing on normal, like campaign wise. I just only played the campaign,
Yeah.
and I would have my cousins come over and we would 1v1 and they would beat my ass, and I'm sitting here like, what is happening? Like I thought I was so seasoned,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I think all of us have that, like an experience like similar to that, where
for
like
sure, it's
where
like
like you were like crushing puss on recruit campaign, and then like you hop in one game and you're just like getting
you
slapped.
just get slaughtered.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
and you're
That's
just
like
like, "What? I thought I was
that's
the best."
every experience on fighting games for me. I'll
Oh,
think I think I have the combos down, and I go online and I just get my fucking ass ate out. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
I've never even tried fighting games really because I know that would be the case.
Nah.
yeah.
Well, don't
Oh
have a
my God.
defeatist attitude.
Well, I mean, I have so much fun playing other games that it feels unnecessary to, teach myself a whole new genre that I'm like not all that interested in general, I guess. But anyway,
Yeah.
I've always respected the fuck out of fighting games, especially like the pros. Like you see, like there's this one video I know of where this guy is like on 10 health
So much Street
against like one
Fighter,
of the best, yeah, Street Fighter.
and he has to
And he's
parry like the
yeah,
28, the
yeah, he has
20th.
to block like every single thing, and he does it, and
Yep.
then knocks the guy out. Yeah, so
That's
clips
it's
like
one of the
those
most
are
hype
always
moments.
clips like those are always cool as fuck. I respect fighting games. I just never got into them myself.
Yeah.
But anyway, you were saying, sorry, I just rabbit hole.
Ah, you're good. I could probably talk about my gaming origins all day.
Oh yeah, no,
I
for
played
sure.
played a shit ton of Pokemon as a kid. I got a
Mm.
Game Boy SP.
I didn't remember that.
I remember, dude, those were the best because they were the folding ones, and then they
Yeah.
had 2 models. They had one that was just the dim lights, and then they had one where you could adjust the brightness
Yep.
on it, and I had
Yeah.
that one.
Well, we can go into that
Right.
because I had a Game Boy Color as a kid, right? And so
yeah.
you'd be on the car ride home at night after like visiting like a family friend's house or like going wherever the fuck, and we had this like box full of why did I say box like that?
Box!
We had this what the fuck? We had this
Your Boston
box
accent.
full of Nintendo stuff. Like so we had our games and like all the accessories in there and stuff. And so it's a Game Boy Color, so it has no backlight. Like they hadn't invented like
Yeah, no.
backlit screens yet. So you had to have like this clip-on flashlight that you would
Yeah.
like attach to the thing and then like fold it over. And it was like this tiny little thing. And so it would get lost like super often. Also, I blame my brother for that a lot because he's less responsible with that kind of thing than I am. But
Yeah,
anyway,
fuck you,
it would
Zach.
get lost enough, and so you still like the option is like struggle with playing the Game Boy or just like stare out the window and do nothing. And so you try to like see where you are when you drive by a streetlight. And it like illuminates the car just a little bit because like
Yep.
like everyone has that experience where like their dads told them it was illegal to like have a light on in the car because
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know if you guys have had that, but like
Dude, when I
there-
started driving, I was like, bruh, I can just leave this on. It's not that bad. My dad
yeah,
always
it's
said,
really not that bad.
"Crash."
Yeah, like they were so dramatic about it, right? Yeah. So you like leaning next to the window and like trying to progress in the like half a second of light you have
Yeah.
every like 10 seconds when you buy a street lamp. So
It's like
I
playing
remember
on
doing that
buffering.
shit. And then exactly what you were talking about, where like I remember being in my like local GameStop, which was actually called fucking EB Games at that time.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Yeah, before they got bought out and whatever. Anyway, and I
Actually,
remember
I
that.
think there are EB games that still exist today.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, I
Mhm.
remember the clerk like showing me like this is the brand new Game Boy. Like look at this, and he like there's a little button on the top that like looks like a sun, and he presses it, and the back lights up, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the holy grail of gaming. This is like
That it is.
I can't believe like this is now a thing. Like, it was such revolutionary, groundbreaking shit that like the screen lit up by itself. Like,
Hell yeah.
it was insane.
Yeah.
Consume
yeah.
battery life like a motherfucker, but it
Oh
was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I still played on the low setting because I was just I'm always like trying to be conservative with like pretty much everything, and even as a kid, I would be afraid to put on like the volume too high because I thought it would just drain the battery, or I
Yeah.
thought the screen was
Yeah.
too bright.
Yep.
So
I mean, I think I would play on silent. I like borrowed my sister's Game Boy Advance, and then it was kind of like the Xbox. I just ended up taking it over. It was like bright purple, but like I don't think I
Yep.
got down too much. But it was good. Like, yeah, there was no backlight that I ever got for it, so you'd have to go in the sunlight. And I
Yep.
would have it on. I would never want to like. I wouldn't want people to know I'm playing video games, but I have a Game Boy Advance in my hands, so I would just. I don't know why. Like,
That's definitely a
yeah, that's a If dude, do you guys remember like if you played Pokemon on those things, like if you didn't have backlighting, I would remember like you would be in the dark in like what's that like moon like Mount Moon or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
in
like,
the caves.
stuff. Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
in the dark in real life, just like draining your eyes to the last freaking rods and cones to try to get something out of it. It would work sometimes. But.
So
got a
Trevor,
little
you
lost
were
in Lavender Town.
you were in the
Yeah.
middle of your gaming origins when we went on a tangent about Game Boys. If you
Yeah,
want
that's perfectly fine. So, yeah, I played a shit ton of Pokemon on the car rides. Those were some cherished memories. I remember always having the strategy guides just to walk through each level and make sure I got all the items. And I always liked the way the strategy guides looked, so I ended up actually purchasing a couple like a few years ago when I went on a buying spree trying to buy all the old Pokemon games and round out my collection that I have now. But I went from that to the Wii. God,
the Wii's the
the
shit.
Wii,
dude.
man, the Wii was the shit, bro.
I played so much. Wii.
Countless hours on Wii Sports.
Yeah, I definitely have hundreds of hours on the Wii.
Yeah, easy. I remember getting the fucking shiny ball because you were the pro status and you'd be so good at it. Getting the little the shiny racket for tennis and stuff. Even the golf was lit. Like that whole fucking disc was slaps.
Yeah, any Wii Sports. I mean, god dang.
Yeah, Wii
It
Sports.
just slapped.
For sure.
Yeah, I just played hours upon hours of Wii Sports Resort. I remember.
Yeah.
I never actually touched Wii Resort.
You robbed yourself, honestly. If you put that much
Probably.
effort into regular Wii Sports, oh man.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
I have an excuse because Metroid Prime 3 was great, and so was Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Galaxy was the tits.
Yeah.
I never played Galaxy 2, so don't spoil. But
Spoil.
Yeah.
yeah, what else is on there? Fucking Brawl, Super Mario Strikers Charged, or Mario Strikers Charged.
Mario Tennis and all that too, right?
I didn't play tennis, but I've heard good things about the older ones.
Yeah.
The Sluggers, Mario Sluggers was the shit too.
I don't know all these.
Damn, yeah, they were good stuff. So went from that to about 2008. No, might have been the summer of 09. I was just wasting away on YouTube. This was back when YouTube was in its infancy, like still.
Yeah.
Like when COD commentators that you know and love today that are, like personalities and shit were just uploading serious gameplay and talking over it.
Yeah.
Like they would just, the title of the
Gameplay
videos would literally just, they would literally just be 37-1 team deathmatch on Scrapyard or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember watching a few of those, and by few I mean like 2 months worth of just constantly watching them. Like it was my summer, and if I wasn't mowing the lawn, I was doing that. I was watching YouTube, and I was so obsessed with the idea of Call of Duty and owning a console that my parents actually they paid me for doing my chores. I was pretty privileged as a kid. Like,
Yeah.
but as long as I did them, I mean, they made me do it, but they also gave me money for doing it. So it was nice. It was almost like an allowance. But they gave me different rates for the different shit that I did based on how hard it was. So like, doing the dishes was like 50 cents and mowing the lawn was $15 or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I created a plan in my journal to get me to the $300 mark that I needed to get the PS3, and it never happened. I think I got up to like 150, and right around Christmas time was when my mom worked a couple more shifts. I think she did a couple catering gigs to get the money that she needed because we lived paycheck to paycheck as a kid, or when I was younger. So it wasn't too terribly easy to get these things, but she worked her fucking ass off for me, and I opened up a PS3 on Christmas Day on 2009, and my life was fucking changed. I spent, God, I think I have like 30 days clocked in on Modern Warfare 2 on PlayStation.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was my entire life as a kid. Uh, Black Ops 1, even Modern Warfare 3
Mhm.
was I still sunk in like 12 days, even though that game's
Yeah.
trash. But that's Cam's favorite
I'm
COD.
sorry, Modern Warfare 3 is trash? Did you mean
Yeah.
you're trash?
They don't call me trash to try hard.
Trash to try
You
hard.
call him
Yeah.
Treasure the Tryhard.
Treasure. Too many
Yes, yeah.
characters.
Dang.
But yeah, I was addicted
Dang.
to COD for like 6 years almost. I didn't play anything else. And then
Every-
Destiny
yeah.
rolled around.
That's why MW3 is my favorite COD. Is just the amount of time I put into it. It kind of has to be my favorite COD.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it so much. That's why I put that much time into it. But like, I don't know. I just like the fact that I like played it into the fucking ground. Just means that I have a lot of good memories of like good gaming moments and times with friends that I played that game with.
For sure. I can't hate
which
you
makes
for
my
it, but I
favorite.
hate you for it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand. We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, but COD ran my life for a while. And besides like Destiny and games like Borderlands 2, shout out to Borderlands 2. Those were like the only games that actually pulled me away from that fucking franchise. And now I'm actually playing a lot of PS4 lately, gearing up for PS5, and
Trying to get Platy awards, right?
yeah, baby, I've got 6 so far.
And David, you said
So-
you were doing that too recently.
I beat games. I like a few years ago I got so bad at beating games, and now like that's just the highest level.
You mean
of
like playing them all the way through?
Yeah,
Like I
that
don't.
was a running joke that he just didn't ever finish games.
Yeah, I'm working on it now, but man, at least I like playing them on hard difficulty, so I feel accomplished. But I will not 100% them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, God no.
Yeah.
Even I'm like, there's a difference between like plats and 100%ing, because there's a lot of shit that I would never fucking do
Right.
for 100%, and I don't understand. I don't really get, like, I get that it's a completionist state of mind, but I can't put myself through 100%ing a game just to do it, because no one's gonna see that you plat, or that you not plat, that you 100%ed the first Storm game from 12 years ago. That no one, like, you literally have to log in and then see where your progress is. Like, if you already have the platinum, that's 100%ing to me.
One of my favorite photos is the photo of that dude who like got an award from Sony or whatever for like 100%ing 1,000 games, and he just looks dead inside.
Yeah,
his soul has left his body. It's
for
like-
sure. They just look like they extracted his soul and
Yeah.
all of the emotion.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Fucking dead. He looks like L from Death Note. Little work.
Dang.
I hope he's not rubbing his feet like that. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that is
Alright.
not good.
So I guess I'll
Cameron.
go now.
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
So, I guess my first, I don't know if I got a PS2 or the Game Boy first. Probably the PS2. Had to be the PS2. So I probably got that when I was like 6 or 7, something like that, for Christmas.
hmm
So Santa got that one for me.
Yo,
Shout
So
out Santa.
Yeah, I came
Shout out, Fat Boy.
downstairs. I came downstairs to my basement on Christmas morning, after we had done everything in the the living room or whatever. We go down to the basement, and it's just like there hooked up, and I'm like, this is magical. This is incredible. I get to finally play like a console game.
Hell yeah.
Because I had been like enamored, the same as you. Like I had seen the commercials and stuff like that, and I had friends who like had consoles and stuff like that. Even at that age, and so I was like completely enamored with the idea of like having a gaming console, exactly like you were. And so I got the PS2. I think one of the first games, I think it came, and they used to come in like plastic CD type cases, like they weren't even
Yeah, the PS2 games they look like albums.
Yeah, they look like albums. They're like just CDs in clear plastic cases with like
fucking drives me nuts,
with like a piece of paper on the front. Yeah. So I think one of the first games I got was Crash Bandicoot Racing, which is like Mario Kart, but with all the Crash Bandicoot characters. So I did that. I remember playing a lot of Shrek 2, the video game.
Yeah. Dude, all of the movie adaptations games were so lit as a kid, bro.
They were dope. And what'd you say?
Oh, there's no question.
Oh yeah. So, and then I remember playing a fuckload of my first shooter, which was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Where I don't know if that game even had an online, but if it did, I did not have any online capabilities whatsoever with my PS2.
I don't think they started online gaming until PS3, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so I would just run up a fucking list of the way you would do it, right, is you just select the maps you want to play, and then you just play by yourself with an army of AI against an army of AI. And you just
put map voting in Modern Warfare.
Yeah, right. And it'll never happen. They just want to spite me at this point.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I remember I would just run up a list of that. Like the space battles were so sick to me. Like this is like I'm like holding the future in my hands. It's like I said with the backlit thing. It was like so cool that I could be like flying a spaceship through space and like landed on the enemy ships and like go in and like take out their engine room and all this shit. It was like I was like, I will never get sick of this, and I was like 7, so I just never got sick of it. I think that's my first like the first story that my mom should have known I was just going to become a gaming addict was like I remember getting Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I played it like barely at all. I played for like an hour. That's when my video game time was like limited or whatever. And so this is still elementary school. I'm like 3rd grade or something like that. And I remember waking up in like the middle of the night, probably like 3 a.m. or something like that. And I was just like awake all of a sudden. And I was like, I'm going to go play the PS2. And so at 3 a.m. when I have school in the morning, I just go downstairs and start running up Battlefront 2.
Hell yeah. I did that with Sonic Adventure.
I probably played that for like 45 minutes, and I probably had the TV up too loud, or my mom's a late sleeper, a combination of everything. And she like came down, she was like in her head she had to be like, what the fuck? But she was like, what are you doing, honey? Like, why are you being a sociopath playing this game at 3 a.m.? And so that's when I knew, I guess, probably that's when I look back on of my like origin as like fucking loving video games and them being the best thing in the world to me. And so from then what I already talked about was I ended up getting a Wii, which my funniest thing on the Wii is that my first Call of Duty actually was Call of Duty World at War for the Wii.
Oh god, you were Jacob.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like you would use the nunchuck to move, right? You would and then you would point with the fucking Wii remote. You literally aim. So like your aim wasn't fixed in the center of the screen, and you would like turn your whole player. You would like turn your player separately from being able to aim at any point on the screen. So it was clunky as fuck. But I think I had like no internet back then, like nothing wired for being able to connect to online games. So like every once in a while I would like try for like 25-30 minutes to like get in an online game, and I would finally do it, and I would like play, and then the game would end, and then I'd be like struggling to get in another one. So but I remember playing the fuck out of the campaign. Like I played a load of like, and it was Wii, right? So it had to be like
super dumbed down in terms of the graphical capabilities.
I can't think of the terms, but it was like, but in terms of like the blood and gore,
downgraded.
and like the like actually like killing people and stuff. So there was no like blood effects. There was nothing like insanely gory about it. It was just like trench warfare PG edition. So,
Yeah.
That's fair. I was exposed to things I shouldn't have been on World of War. I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, like
yeah, no, for sure. It definitely would have fucked me up probably. So,
Shit, seeing the
I mean,
Nazi zombies
I was
pop up
probably
when you
like, I was
when you
probably
finish.
like 10 or 11 by then. So it wouldn't have fucked me up too much. Like I'm like in fifth grade, something like that. So
big
it wouldn't
boy, all right.
it wouldn't have been like insane.
Big boy.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I played a fuckload of Wii Sports Resort. They had like the flying mode on there where you get like a limited time to fly around the map and stuff. And there's like all sorts of locations you can go to, and there's like 50 stars like hidden around the map, and you collect all those.
Fucking Smash level.
And then there's like there's balloons that you can like if you fly low enough you pop. And I'm getting way too deep into it, but I was like addicted to just completing everything on Wii Sports Resort because I had nothing else to do. And I also on Mario Kart Wii grinded out so that like when you would log in initially, it would have like a license for your Mii or whatever.
Yeah.
And on the license, you could see the medals you've gotten in every single like cup in every single like CC mode, right? And so I was so set on getting every single one of them gold. So I spent a fuckload of time on Mario Kart Wii getting.
I swear, dude,
getting all those gold.
Every time I went to a friend's house to play Mario Kart Wii, that license that you're referring to, no one had it filled out. No one played the fucking game. Like I felt like I was the only one that played that game.
Nah,
no one. They all just played like versus mode. They never played the
Yeah.
Grand Prix or anything. I'm
Fucking
like, man,
boring.
what are you doing? Play the fucking game.
Yeah. And so that's actually, I remember Mario Kart was like I switched schools after fourth grade, and went to like a private school and had like a rough ass time making friends because I was like the like lower middle class kid that like kids are pulling up in like Bentleys and shit like that, right? Like they're getting dropped off at school by their nannies in like a Bentley, and I'm like,
Outsider.
and yeah, and I'm like rolling in my dad's '04 Volvo to the bus stop. So
Facts.
yeah,
Yep.
so it was a massive gap of like these kids do not experience life at all the same way I do. And
Yeah.
so like I had a terrible time interacting with them, and thankfully I met Bryce was my first friend there. So shout out Bryce. I'll probably send this to you. And I fucking love Bryce to death.
Shout out, Bryce.
Because I was like kind of miserable, started getting bullied, that kind of thing, and so. But anyway, Bryce was my first friend, and I had him over. We had a play date, you know how it is.
Oh yeah.
And we played Mario Kart Wii just all afternoon and night, and then we would just like joke about it all the time in class and at school. And so that was the first time I think that video games like made me a friendship. Like obviously Trevor, you're like the most outrageous example of that.
Yeah.
Because like without video games we would not have a friendship at all, let alone as
Fact.
good of a one as we do. So that's like I always marvel at that, but that was the first instance of video games like being a very positive influence in my life. Like I have a friend now because we had something to bond over. Like the cool thing was then to have an Xbox, right? So like all these kids are, I mean, there weren't a lot of kids that liked video games. Like I said, like it was basically like I got looked down on later on for playing as much as I did, for like that being my hobby. And so, but either way, I ended up wanting an Xbox because I'm like, I'm seeing the commercials and stuff like that, like you said, and I'm seeing Halo
360
Reach.
boy.
Halo Reach was the game just then. So I got an Xbox 360, and I got Halo Reach, and I didn't have Live for like probably a month or so after I got the console and the game. I remember I got it right around Halloween. So
Spooky
so
time.
so anyway, I think I played Halo Reach exclusively for like 2 years after that. Like I was just grinding Halo Reach. I don't know what rank I got to. I don't remember. But Halo Reach was where I met one of my first like internet friends. So I played that game a bunch with him. Got introduced to like his friend groups, and now I have like a group of friends online when I have like really nothing going for me at school. So that helped me feel a lot better about myself as well. So,
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what I'm leaning into over and over again is that it's just been a massive positive influence on my life. I'm doing a more biographical thing than just giving my background in gaming, which is selfish of me, I guess. I don't know,
That's
but
part of it.
I don't know.
Hey,
It's just kind of where my mind went to, and seems like important for background, so that's why I'm doing it.
yeah, we would like to know that, or we would like to make it clear that video games are very important to us, and if you aren't a fan, hopefully you can latch onto our personalities. But it's going to be a huge, huge little,
Yeah,
what do you call it?
Part.
Foundation of our
topic.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, it won't be for
It
anyone
won't be
listening.
every time.
This is our first episode. It won't be the only thing. I mean,
Absolutely not.
not even
might
close.
yeah. So yeah.
We're still a little new to this, so we're given a wiki article instead of actually talking to each other. But
Yeah,
first
Yeah.
episode.
but episode 1 will be more conversational and more like interactive, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, Star Wars ain't have episode 0. Like,
Yeah,
man,
exactly.
we got all the good shit over here. You just stay with us.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah, for facts.
Yeah, man. It's
So-
quarantine. You know.
Yeah,
Quarantine
go
hour.
ahead.
got me thinking about all this stuff. So this is almost a therapy session for me. So thanks, boys.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, listeners. You can have all my mental trauma. Take it with you. I don't want it anymore.
Heck yeah, dude. We're digging
Alright,
into
anyway.
crazy.
Moving on from there. Basically, that's all the complicated shit out of the way of like jumping to consoles. Since then, I've been on Xbox. Played Halo Reach was really the only Halo I played a lot, and then I had gotten a Call of Duty. Black Ops 1 was my first like real COD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, played the fuck out of that. Got all the DLCs. Was like super addicted to that, and played that a fuckload. Played a few.
Shout out to paying for DLC.
Yeah, right. Yeah, $15 every time. And there were 4 of them, so I paid
You know, it's
$120 for that game.
it's like a time capsule when you think of how much money we pay for these games
Yeah.
versus now when they try to market it as here's how much less you'll be paying for our game compared to the competitors.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Shit's wild. Yeah, so just
I
ran up Call of Duties over and over again, and that's about it. Obviously, I had Game
Not
Boys
to-
and stuff like that, and did Pokemon and all that good stuff. But I'll move on.
not to go back on the DLC, but I woke up to an email from Ubisoft. I guess they had their reveal this past weekend.
Yeah, Ubi forward.
And Ubi forward and all of the fucking games like in the email. I think it was Assassin's Creed. They had Far Cry and Watch Dogs, and they all are fucking set up in the same way. There's the standard edition that's $60.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like the other edition that's above that. That's like $110. That gets you the season pass.
Usually like gold.
And
or
yeah, and it's like $110. And I'm sitting here thinking like, why would you pay for that? What are you doing? And then there's another one that's like $140, and I think the extra 20 gets you some fucking shit in digital form. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, y'all are really trying to cash cow this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a system that has been set up by the AAA companies that they know works and will probably never change.
Yeah, and
Unless
I mean
it gets
it just
worse.
stands. It just stands because they can't charge more for a base game. $60 is pretty much the breaking point, and it's been that way for God knows how long since AAA's were really a thing. So there's no like leeway with that. So they have to charge more for cosmetics and other shit like that. And it really
Yeah.
we just suffer in the end of the day. But
Yeah, I guess Ubisoft, they have all those long-running series. They just sort of put out a sequel, like one more in the series, like all the time.
Yep.
So they have people hooked, I guess.
hashtag Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, more power to them, I guess.
Shit.
Okay, did we want to just
Hmm.
say wrap up and say what's going on in the future? Or?
Yeah, sure. So that was us giving me giving my life story, and David and Trevor giving you an acceptable amount of life story.
Hell yeah.
Um, So that's how that went. But oh well.
Hopefully we didn't lose you along the way.
I'll
Shout out to all the people that didn't live to see this podcast be born.
Yeah, indeed.
I always see those YouTube comments where it's like, especially with the PS5 reveal, they'll be like in the YouTube comments and they'll be like, "Oh, shout out to all the people that didn't make it to see this day." And I'm sitting here thinking like, man, that console ain't even out. You might be one of those fucking people. Like, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be so we're gonna be covering a variety of topics on this podcast. It's gonna be conversational. We thought we'd just give you guys like a introduction to sort of who we are, how we met, relationship with gaming, because it's been such a big part of all our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe Trevor, when you were introducing it, you said name yet to be determined or whatever. We're still
Yeah,
we're,
we grappled with a name before we started this episode today for about
we're-
an hour and 20 minutes.
yeah.
For a very long time.
We're not we'll come up with something. We're not pros at naming, but we'll get something good.
Yeah, there's a few that we were tied up on. We liked Not All Podcasts Wear Capes and the Cornucopia Cast, and
yeah,
they're all taken. So
pretty much.
we'll walk lightly, try to find something.
Hopefully, we have something for you guys by
Yeah.
episode 0 or episode 1 at least.
For logistical stuff, we're thinking. So today's Tuesday. Would you like to cement that as our pod day, or when do you want to actually upload these webisodes for the beautiful people?
Webisodes.
A lot of podcasts
'Cause
I listen to usually uploads on weekends or like Mondays. So like usually people like will listen to it going to work or something like that.
Yeah.
So they release on like Monday morning or like Sunday night or on Fridays. But I mean,
I know the pod I
probably
listen
should have
to
talked about
is
that
Wednesday and
off the
Saturday.
podcast and decide that.
We'll
But
figure that out.
yeah, because there's a few factors that could go into deciding when
We'll
wanna
figure
do
it out.
that. So
It
we'll
is
figure
a
that out
compelling
and-
content, but
and-
we'll
and
figure it
do
out for you guys. But
We'll set a release schedule by episode 1.
yeah, hopefully by the time you hear this, we'll have everything figured out. Make this experience as streamlined as possible for you guys to enjoy.
Absolutely, yeah. We're I think I was gonna say earlier we're all in quarantine. We all have time on our hands. Probably more people out there than usual too. So, if you just want to relax, hang out with us, listen to us. I don't know.
Throw your feet up, kick a cold one.
Yeah, just hear about what we have to say, I guess.
Hell yeah. Well, I guess if you guys don't have any other thoughts, I guess we can close up for today.
Yeah, that's episode 0, the test prototype.
Yeah.
Of the currently unknown podcast.
Yeah, as you guys were disclaiming, and I'll say myself as well, it won't be as much of a droning on and on kind of a thing like I was doing
Absolutely not.
at all.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot more conversational, interactive, kind of jumping from topic to topic, kind of whatever like strikes our fancy as a topic that week. We'll probably talk about news and gaming, new shows, new anime. If something like big right now, like Black Lives Matter, if big things happen there and we want to sort of unpack that and talk to each other about it and give our 2 cents in a way, we'll probably do that. So it'll really be
I don't know if you said it, but music
too.
also.
Yeah, music for sure. I mean, so that's I think David mentioned something about areas of expertise earlier. I think I actually haven't talked to you, David, much at all about anime. But I know Trevor's only just getting into it, and I've been into it for a while.
Yeah, I've been for a while. So.
You've been in it for a while, yeah. So I guess that's.
I think Jeremy said that you actually have watched more anime than him at this point in time.
So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
Something. Yeah, we're part of the dynamic of this podcast is like getting like each of us into like new things. Like he said, Trevor's just starting anime, but like our boy Cameron is we can introduce him to some new music.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I listen to music on a pretty casual basis, and I'll do the thing where you see the memes on Twitter about like me listening to the same 4 songs since 2005. Like that's basically me. I'll, like every few months I'll like accidentally leave the like not set a queue, and I'll end up with a radio that Spotify puts together or whatever, and it'll like recommend me some new music, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually something I like, and I'll like add it to my playlist or whatever. But yeah, I basically just listen to a lot of the same shit over and over again. And since starting to talk about music with Trevor, I've actually listened to some full albums and stuff like that.
We're looking to
old
change
Kanye
that.
and old Eminem and that good stuff. So I'm gonna be assigned homework essentially. That's what it's like. Which sounds like the best homework that I'll ever be assigned. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, and I hope we can make this a pretty interactive thing too. I was thinking about, the viewers, albums or just pieces of art or whatever you guys love and mean something to you. If you want to recommend them, like they could be new to all of us, and
For
Absolutely.
sure.
us
Yeah.
reacting to them and just talking about them.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Any comments or I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of criticisms you could level at us right now for this episode, but any comments or anything like that is perfectly welcome. Yeah,
I
we're gonna be exploring new things. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'll double down on that. That constructive criticism. We're very new at this, obviously, as you can tell from
Yeah,
the
we're
fact that
currently
it's
recording on
obvious.
Discord. If it hasn't been
Yeah.
clear to you.
So, which it got a little garbled because the connection cut out, and I never cut you guys off, but I think it all came through well enough, but it did get a little garbled because of the connection. So, but everything was understandable and fine, I'm sure. But yeah, I just want to double down on that we're very open to constructive criticism. If you have suggestions, kind of things you'd like to see, that kind of thing, then yeah, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
This should be going on YouTube, and I believe you can leave comments as like reviews on iTunes and stuff. I don't know if there's anything like that for Spotify.
Nope.
But yeah, no. So not on Spotify, but when it goes up on YouTube and iTunes, then definitely let us know down below what you think.
Feel free.
What you'd like to hear about, especially out of all the topics we've named, maybe what we might want to lean towards.
I'm not sure about Cameron, but I know David and I were talking about doing a tier list for like Eminem music because we're super big nerds for Eminem, unfortunately. But we could do tier lists for all sorts of shit. Like we could do, like if we happen to all like the same Mario Kart, we could do like tier lists for that specific Mario Kart tracks, and just talk about it or something like that. But
yeah, we're gonna like to play with the format, I'm sure, and just
for sure
variety shows. Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you for listening. We love you all. We wish you nothing but good times, and please stay safe. Take care of yourself.
There you go,
as I struggle to get it out.
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening, especially if you're here all the way to the end and everything. We'll definitely be going to a weekly format, so you can expect a new rendition of your new favorite three homies every week. So yeah, stay safe, like Trevor said, and we'll see y'all on the next episode, on the first episode.
Peace, baby.